The kinesthetic sense involves being aware of position, weight, tension, and body movement. This sense grants the ability to feel movements throughout the limbs and the body. Information regarding movement is communicated throughout the sensory systems by means of tension, compression of the muscles. The kinesthetic sense involves physical activities such as dance, gymnastics, or any other athletic sport. The neurons associated with the kinesthetic sense are found within the muscles, tendons, and joints. They work with one another with the cortex by means of the choroidal neurons as the body moves. The vestibular sense is the sense of balance. It is the primary organ that deals with equilibrium, playing a major role in sensation of both motion and spatial rotation. This sense involves areas of the nervous system that controls motor movement and adjusts muscle activity. The vestibular sense involves input to regions within the nervous system, working to control eye movement, which in return helps stabilize the eyes while the head is in motion. This sense reduces the movement of a fixed object the eye is seeing. The fluid in the semicircular canals that resides inside the ears detect whether or not an organism is upright. The movement of fluid stimulates the firing of receptor neurons, which tells the brain the position an organism is. The vestibular sense allows predator and prey to have the ability to have a sense of balance without thinking about it. This sense also allows organisms to become aware of their position their body is in, even when their eyes are closed or they have no sight. This allows an organism to move their body without having to remember where each body part is. These two senses allow an organism to move freely in body movement and have a sense of balance without having to actually think about how their body is moving. For example, when an organism is running, it does not have to think or physically look at their legs to make it move back and forth while being able to balance it.
The word kinesthesia translates as the sense that determines how you feel and where your body parts are, and is therefore pretty self-explanatory in its function, as it aids in the body's ability to do just that, determine sensation. The kinesthetic system works to send messages throughout body parts, providing a direct connection to the sensory cortex of the brain, specifically the parietal lobe. Without the kinesthetic system, we would not feel as if our body parts were attached to our bodies, but would feel as if they were just taking up space around us without feeling. Neuron receptors work to make this process possible. These specialized nerve endings are located within the muscles, joints, and ligaments throughout the body and are designed to communicate sensations and signals. They are vital in order to maintain movement. Therefore, a person who suffers from the loss of kinesthetic system would suffer from severe movement difficulty, moving very slowly and possibly with a slumped effect. The vestibular system, on the other hand, allows us to stand upright, maintain balance, and move through space by means of its direct connection to the brain. The vestibular system coordinates information from all the vestibular organs. These organs include the inner ear, the eyes, the muscles and joints, the fingertips, the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet, pressors of the jaw, and lastly, gravity receptors, which are located on the skin and work to adjust a number of things, including heart rate, blood pressure, muscle tone, limb position, immune responses, arousal, and balance. A person, therefore, that suffers from dysfunctions within the vestibular system can cause anxiety or panic attacks, a need for self-stimulation, abnormalities in muscle tone, teeth grinding and chin tapping, hand flapping, academic problems, and drooling. Vision is an important component of the vestibular system, as it is the auditory system which is highly involved in vestibular functions. The vestibular and auditory nerves join in the auditory canal and become the eighth cranial nerve of the brain. In addition, the pressors on the soles of the feet provide information used to calculate weight and posture adjustments that in turn balance and movement take place.
The inner ear is the sensory organ of balance and motion and is a part of both the vestibular sense and the three semicircular canals in the ear which respond to rotation, which is a part of the kinesthetic senses. Vision takes an important role in the sensory information that detects body movement because one who walks up a set of stairs may not be able to take the step unless they are looking at where they are walking. The absolute threshold comes into play because it can be determined with sensory information from the vestibular, kinesthetic, and visual senses, but varies with age. For an animal, the absolute threshold would be detected in the ear because they have better hearing than humans. A dog has a lower absolute threshold because they can hear a car in the driveway before we can hear a knock on the door. Absolute threshold is the minimum amount of sensory stimulation that can be detected 50% of the time.